Hi, my name is Claire Furman and I'm a computer science teacher. I have taught IGCSE, computer science and ICT. So I'm going to do this introduction to pseudocode. It's lesson 1. Pseudocode is very important as it's a huge part of paper 2 in the IGCSE computer science exam. So let's first talk about algorithms, because everybody has heard of algorithms. Algorithms are a set of instructions that allow you to solve a problem. You might, for example, want to get from Anna's house over here to Eric's house. And if you had a good algorithm and you followed it carefully, you would get there. Now, pseudocode is an extension of algorithms made specifically for programming. Usually when a big problem needs to be solved by a company, they would first write out the pseudocode for the whole problem. And once we had the pseudocode solution, you can give it to a programmer, and they will take it and easily convert that into a program. So it's a way of describing a program. It's step by step as well, just like algorithms are. And the advantage is that in pseudocode, you do not need to know the programming language. It's quite informal, although there is a bit of structure to it, as we will see in the following slides. So here's an example. If we wanted to add two numbers together and display the results, the solution would look like this. We first put the program name, program add two numbers, then input number 1, input number 2, sum equals number 1 plus number 2, output sum, and end. A few things I'd like you to notice. Can you see that all of the lines that belong inside the program have been indented? That means that they are shifted to the right, and they're all neatly lined up, which makes it very clear that this is a block of code which belongs inside the program. Input just means that the user is going to type something in for number 1 and number 2 values. Sum equals number 1 plus number 2 means we add whatever value is in number 1 and number 2. Say number 1 stores a 1, number 2 stores a 2. We will add them, get 3, and the result 3 is stored into that variable called sum. And then we output that number 3 in the last statement. If you look at all these values, number 1, number 2, and sum are called variables in pseudocode. Here's an example for you to try out. So I've shown you the solution to the first example, but it's not the solution to this example. So it's write the pseudocode to subtract one number from another and display the results. I would like you to do this and try it out for yourself. Write the answer on a piece of paper or type it into your computer. Even if it seems very simple and similar to problem 1, it's a matter of practice. And computer science is very similar to maths. You need to practice to get this right. Please pause the video now, and I will show you the solution on the next slide. So here's the solution. Basically very similar, it's just got a different name, subtract two numbers, and then instead of sum, I've put sub equals number 1 minus number 2, but the rest is the same as the previous example. If you got this right, well done. Okay, let's talk about if statements. This is something we use a lot in programming. If something is true, for example, if A equals B, then we put statements, for example, do this, print that, whatever it may be, and else do something different. And then we end the if statement. Let's look at an example. So program check number, input number. If number is greater than 0, then output your number is positive. Else output your number is negative. End if. Please note in the if statement that everything that belongs inside the if is indented, The then and the else are indented by one little tab, and the whatever belongs inside the then statement is indented again, and the same in the else. And we put an end if at the end of the if statement to make it very clear that the if statement has ended. Otherwise, whatever lines follow the end if, people may think that it belongs inside the else or inside the if. So we like to put an end if there to make it clear. Here's an exercise for you to try out. A shop is having a sale. If the total is less than 100 dirhams, the customer does not get a discount. Otherwise, he does get a discount. Write pseudocode to input the total and then display whether the customer will get a discount or not. Call it check discount. So I've shown you the previous example at the bottom here, just for you to refer to. Please write out your own solution. Write it out, please. Don't skip this step. It will help you to practice, and then pseudocode will be very easy for you if you keep practicing. Please pause the video now. I'm going to go to the next slide and show you the solution. So here's the solution. Program check discount, input total. If total is less than 100, then output you do not get a discount, else output you do get a discount, end if and end. Please note here that we are indenting the then and the else. The outputs get indented a little bit further. Please also note that if I've spelled total all in lowercase, I stick to that. I don't change from all capitals to small letters, or a bit of a capital here, then small letters. Please be consistent in your pseudocode. Keep it neat and tidy. And if you got that right, well done. Here's an example with text input. Often we do want people to type in text or writing instead of numbers. So here's the correct password is a variable that I'm setting equal to hello123. That is the password we want our user to type in. We then input their password. If password equals correct password, then we output user logged in. Else, if password is not equal to correct password, we output your password is incorrect. Another thing that we would want to do is use or conditions. So for example, when paying for tickets to go to the museum, people under 16 or over 65 would get a discount. So here we would say in the pseudocode, if age is less than 16 or age is greater than 65, we put a or there in capital letters. And we might want to use an and statement. For example, someone at an event will win a prize if they're wearing red and having a pink accessory on. It's strange, but some people like doing that. So if clothing equals red and accessory equals pink, like this lady is wearing, note the and in capital letters there, just like the if and the end if and the then and the else are in capitals, we put the and in capitals. It's a reserved or special word that belongs to pseudocode. Here's an exercise for you to try. Write the pseudocode to decide whether or not someone going to a museum should get a discount based on their age. People get a discount if they are under 16 or over 65, which is the if statement I showed you previously. So call the program check age. This time I have not shown you an example because I'm hoping that by now you've got the general trend of how we put program and the name of the program, which would be check age, then the colon. You start indenting. You're going to input something. You need to think about that, and then you need to do an if, then, and else statement over here. I'll let you carry on with that. Please pause the video now, and I will show you the solution in the next slide. So here's the solution. Well done if you got it right. Program check age, input age. If age is less than 16 or age is greater than 65, then output you get a discount. Else output you do not get a discount. End if and end. Here's another exercise for you to practice on. Write pseudocode calls pass, fail for the following. Input 2 marks, find the average of the 2 marks. If the average is greater than or equal to 50, display pass, else display fail. I'm going to take you to the solution. Please pause here and write out your solution for this exercise. Solution would look like this. Program pass fail, input mark 1, input mark 2, you work out the average. And then if average is greater than or equal to 50, output pass, else output fail. And you've got your end if and end. Please note the indentation, very nice and neat and tidy. And if you got that right, well done. Exercise 5. Another practice example. Write pseudocode called colors to input the dominant color of clothing someone is wearing. Then input the dominant color of their accessories. If they are wearing red and their accessory is pink, then let them know they've won a prize. Please pause the video. I'm going to show you the solution now. Program colors. Input clothing color. Input accessories color. If clothing color equals red, here that's in quotes because it's text. It's not a variable. And accessories color equals pink, then output you have won a prize and end if. Note that in this if statement, I do not have an else condition. And that is because else is optional. You do not always have to have an else. So this example shows you an if statement with no else. And well done if you got that right. Last exercise. Here's exercise. Well, we've shown you exercise 2 solution because you're going to extend this. So add to the exercise 2 so that if the shopper qualifies for a discount, then a discount of 10% of the total is calculated and then displayed in the appropriate place in the pseudocode. I'm going to pause the video now, and I'm going to show you the solution. So basically, these lines from program check discount to the else, to the output actually, are the same. We have just added these 2 lines. Discount equals total times 10 divided by 100. That's how you work out a percentage, 10% of the total, and then output discount. Note that all 3 of these lines have been indented from the else because they are a block of code. They all belong inside the else statement. So well done if you got that right. And then please, a reminder, please keep practicing. There are lots of good examples to see in the past papers, computer science past papers. And if you would like to do a checkpoint on this lesson, this is the link, but I will also post it in the comments under the YouTube. And thanks for watching. Goodbye. So now I'd like to show you what the checkpoint looks like. So you would fill in an email address there. And this is what the questions look like. So the following is true about pseudocode. It's a step-by-step solution would be the answer. Indentation means that the answer would be lines of pseudocode. Input means that you get data from the user. Variables are all of the above. A plus B. So the student would do this in their own time. I'm just filling in all the answers. If a user inputs 100 in the code below, the output would be, you do not get, hold on, no, you do get a discount if they fill in 100, yeah. And then if a person has walked at least 10,000 steps in a day or done 30 minutes of gym, then he gets a reward. The if statement to solve this problem would be if steps is greater than or equal to 10,000 or gym time is greater than or equal to 30, and then a restaurant is running a special. It is your birthday. If it is your birthday month, you're allowed to throw a dice. If you throw a 6, then you get your pizza for free. In pseudocode, the if statement would look like this. And it is this one. If birthday month equals month in date and dice equals 6, you can opt to get a copy of your responses and you can click submit. So it's not happy because I have not typed in an email address. And so I will do that. And there we go. And I will click submit. And I can go and view the score and see exactly whether my answers were right or wrong. And there you go. So that's also a very useful little checkpoint for them to do.